We begin this morning with some big news coming out of Decatur County. A judge there ruled just about an hour ago that a special prosecutor appointed to Hollybobo's case should be allowed to continue trying the high-profile case. Attorneys for both Zach Adams and his brother Dylan argued that prosecutor Jennifer Nichols from Memphis should not be allowed to be on the case due to a conflict of interest, but the judge there didn't agree. Monday marked 4 years since Hollybobo was abducted from her home in Parsons. The next hearing in the case will be held on June 3rd. We'll have reaction and much more on today's proceedings coming up a little bit later on News Channel 5 at 4, 5, and 6. Bagpipes solemnly played up in Boston this morning to mark the second anniversary of the marathon bombings. Several dignitaries and victims gathered this morning to unveil commemorative orange-colored banners you see there on the anniversary of the 2013 bombings. A moment of silence will follow at 2:49 this afternoon in Boston. That's when the first of two devices exploded near the finish line. 3 people were killed and more than 260 others were injured in the attacks. The surviving bomber, Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, was convicted during his federal trial and possibly faces the death penalty when he's sentenced next week. Back here locally, state lawmakers reached a compromise on the controversial and much talked about Guns in Parks bill. A conference committee agreed yesterday to remove an amendment that would allow guns at the state capitol. The measure would make it illegal for cities and counties to ban guns from public parks, including playgrounds and greenways. A full vote is expected in both houses tomorrow. And a vote to make the Bible Tennessee's state book didn't happen. After an hour of heated debate, House members simply ran out of time. Lawmakers tried to cut off the debate twice, but they couldn't get enough votes. Debate will continue this morning, but even if the measure passes, Governor Haslam hinted that bill may be vetoed. TVA is at the center of a federal lawsuit which cites issues first raised in a News Channel 5 investigation. Conservation groups claim unlined coal ash ponds at the Gallatin plant are leaking into the Cumberland River. The lawsuit claims the state looks the other way when it comes to pollution by TVA. An interview by our own investigative reporter Ben Hall is cited in that lawsuit. He asked the head of the state agency that regulates TVA about his past work for the utility. Robert Martineau represented TVA as a private attorney.
Is there any conflict of interest here?
I spent 7 years working for the United States Environmental Protection Agency, so some in industry might say I'm biased towards the EPA because I was a regulator.
The commissioner told us there is no conflict. TVA said its ash ponds are safe and it plans to move coal ash storage to a nearby landfill.